Well, this is unexpected. Okay, look, I wanted to kind of put my commentary on this debacle that everyone is talking right now. Everyone is live. It is 12:30 a.m. Monday morning, and Will Smith literally smacked Chris Rock live at the Oscars. And I was like, whoa, what is going on here? Okay, but y'all know, first things first, make sure that you are one, subscribe to my channel. And make sure to like the video and comment in the comment section, as this will be a premiere on Monday morning. Okay, and also share the video and whatever. Okay, follow me on social media at JayLeesCorner everywhere. Okay, I do not feel like popping on screen because it's late. I'm still in my PJs and I'm over it. Okay. However, this really happened. Okay. Now, this is the thing. I was mad in my own business. I was, and I still am going to review the Oscars in full later on today around 4 p.m. So come back for the live chit chat of everything Oscars. Okay. The fashion, the performances, and also this slap as well. Okay. But I want to make this one separate video. So my sister actually called me like, "Did you just see that?" I'm like, "Did I see what?" I'm at home making videos. And she was like, "Will Smith just smacked Chris Rock." I was like for real? Like where? And she's like, "On the Oscars." And I'm like, "Was it a joke?" She's like, "I don't think so." So, went ahead and had to go online and find it or whatever. Because I kept trying to fast forward to the part. Now, here, at least in Michigan, on the live broadcast, they bleeped out thing that was said. You did see the smack. Okay, that did come through, but they was bleeping out what Will was saying because Will was cussing. Okay, he was cussing or whatever. Now, this is the thing. Okay, now again, I am here. Okay, yeah. But Chris Rock was announcing the nominees, I think for like documentaries or whatever, and he was being a comedian and telling jokes, joking about this person or that person. But I've always said that jokes are really only funny to those who are not offended, okay? And you never know who you offend. What I posted on Twitter was, well, I was already planning to review the Oscars, but now I have a lot more to talk about. Side notes: jokes are only funny to those who are not offended, and you never know who you will offend or what their reaction will be. So, again, Chris Rock, being the comedian that he is, was cracking jokes about this, that, or the other, and he cracked a joke about Jada. Okay, now we all know that Jada Pinkett Smith, as of current, she has a bald head, but she has been very, very vocal within the past, I think, year or two about her suffering from alopecia and how her hair was falling out. She was having bald spots in her hair, and how she had to come to grips with losing her hair to the point to where she ended up shaving her head because again she was losing her hair. Jada going bald was not her choice. She had to um accept that because for a while she was also wearing head wraps, and no one kind of knew why she was doing it, but again it was because her hair was falling out. She suffered from alopecia, and that was her journey to go through. And as a woman, when you are used to having a head full of hair, as Jada, because we know Jada, we've seen Jada over the years, and she did have a whole head full of amazing long, hair, whatever. And at sometimes she did cut it, sometimes she did not. So I do feel like some people are more sensitive about losing their hair when they have to shave it all off. And she talked about that on Red Table Talk. Now, I don't know if Chris watches Red Table Talk or not. Maybe he should. But again, Jada had been vocal about how hard it was for her to come to grips with that and show off the bald head. Okay. So we have that. So Chris Rock was on stage. He then jokingly said, hey Will, hey Jada, lady Jada, I can't wait to see G.I. Jane 2. Pan to Jada. Jada did not look amused. She rolled her eyes because, again, as a person who suffers from alopecia or any ailment, for someone to crack a joke about something that has to do with, some kind of disorder, some kind of ailment, it may not be funny to us. And it wasn't funny to Jada. Now, we did see Will at first chuckle, and I feel like when he looked over at Jada and Jada was upset, that's what made him upset. And then the smack seen and heard round the world. Now, I do not know if, the ABC people or the Oscar people is going to ask me to remove this portion of my video. I'm going to play the clip. I added some little music to it, so hopefully they don't find it. But if you are rewatching this and the clip is gone, it's because I had to cut it out. But again, this was what happened after Chris Rock cracked a joke referring to Jada as the next G.I. Jane. Y'all know G.I. Jane was the movie with Demi Moore was in. And in that movie, Demi shaved her head to be a soldier in the movie or whatever. But she shaved her head, for her own meaning. Jada currently being bald because she suffered from alopecia. She had bald spots, so it was easier to shave her head. And this was the aftermath, okay? Wait. Hey, this is the beginning of. Sorry, y'all.
Wow.
So as we see, Will Smith walked up and slapped him. Boom. Right across the face. And Will walked away.
Will Smith just smacked the shit out of it.
Will Smith, it happened. Keep your mouth out. I'm Lupita.
It was a G.I. Jane joke.
G.I. Jane のジョークだったんです。
I'm
Because
going
I said
okay?
what I said. Okay. Now again, Will Smith walked up, slapped. So people are saying it was assault. I get it. Okay. He then walked back to his seat and said, "Keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth." Now, at first, I was like, "Is this fake? Is it a fake thing?" It wasn't until I heard the unedited version, the actual cursing, and seeing the intensity in Will's face. I'm like, "Oh no, Will was pissed." Okay, Will was pissed. But I'm okay. Now, during the break, the commercial break, we see that's Will Smith, that's Denzel Washington, that is Tyler Perry talking to Will after he slapped that man or whatever. And they talk for a minute or so because the commercials are only about 2 minutes long. And they're having this conversation. Oh, I didn't mean to do it, y'all. I'm sorry. They're having this conversation because for his role in King Richard, how Denzel had just said to him, in your greatest times, that's when the devil will come in and try to attack you. And we see, this to be what it is. We see Jada sitting there and Denzel walk over to, just give Jada a little hug, okay, to make sure that she was okay. Because again, it was crazy to see. I will say that. And, I do wonder how Chris Rock feels. Because I would be like, "Nigga, what? You put your hands on me." But this is my thing that I always say. Because a lot of folks feel like, comedians, you be cracking jokes or whatever, and it is what it is. But when Will won the award for the best actor, and he was saying how, he played the role of Richard, who was Venus and Serena's father, who was a protector of his family, that is who he is, and that he feels like at this point in time in his life, he's being called to protect people, to protect his wife, to protect his family, or whatever. He did apologize to the Academy. He apologized to his fellow nominees. He did not directly apologize to Chris Rock. I feel like because he may still be a bit upset. But I've always said, again, with jokes, you never know who you will offend. And while we know comedians don't mean any harm, I also feel like sometimes you don't know who you will offend. And I'm not defending Will Smith as in he had the right to put his hands on Chris Rock. I do not believe anyone has the right to put their hands on anyone. I don't think anyone should be able to walk up to someone and slap them and walk away and not have anything happen. But he's Will Smith. We do not know if Chris Rock may want to press charges. Okay. We do not know how Jada felt being in the audience, seeing her husband walk up and slap somebody. But again, to me, it was in her defense because again, Jada has been vocal about losing her hair. Chris Rock then joked about her being bald, and Jada looked visibly agitated with that. People have been poking at Will and Jada ever since that, entanglement shit. And I think people forget Will Smith is from Philly. You know what I'm saying? The same way that Jada's from Baltimore. So some folk don't play. And I think Chris Rock is from New York. So I'm like, sometimes jokes aren't funny. Sometimes jokes are offensive. And sometimes a husband will smack somebody in defense of his wife who felt offended. And I can't wait to see this episode of Red Table Talk. And seeing, and this because I was talking to him, and him was completely aggravated. He's pissed at Will Smith. He called Will Smith a hoe. He said because he felt like Will and Chris could have talked, about this, and Will didn't have to do what he did. And I agree with that. Will did not have to put his hands on Chris Rock. That's wrong. If Chris Rock's, filed charges, he's well within that, right? If people are upset with Will, that's fine too. This will not get Will canceled. This will not, make his career be over. When he won the award, he felt so emotional about, again, in your greatest times, the devil come in and fuck with you. Okay. But at the same time, he said, as people in this business, we are expected to basically take a lot of shit, have thick skin, laugh at jokes about us, and let people ridicule us and crack jokes about us, and we can't, say anything back. But that night he defended his wife. And again, I'm not saying this right. What I'm saying is I understand. I also would understand if Chris Rock pressed charges. I would get he was assaulted on live national television. Okay. And we did not see any security come up. Will was not escorted out. I think it was a crazy situation. We did see when Diddy was announcing whatever award later on, he like, Will, Chris, we're gonna, to have a discussion. We're gonna, have this later. Because Will and Chris, I feel like they know each other. I feel like they're in the same industry. I feel like they probably have had conversations here or there. I can't say that I know that they're friends. But them being two greats in the business, I'm pretty sure they're very familiar with each other. So it is interesting to find out how Chris will want to either respond to this, how Will respond to this. And I think seeing Will giving his acceptance speech and him having to find the words to speak about it without speaking on it directly. And I want people to go and listen to his full speech. And I'm not going to play that because, again, I don't want ABC coming after me. So get fan of yourself. But me listening to his speech and it's him saying, we have to protect people. I was able to protect, the actors and actresses in this film. I'm, able to protect my family and this and that or whatever. We fuck up. Things happen. You know what I'm saying? People don't make the right decision all the time. But again, for me, I've always said you cannot say something and then want to control how it makes someone feel, and you never know what their actions may be. And Will Smith walked up to Chris Rock, and he did nothing. He came like running up, so Chris Rock probably did not know what to expect, and he was shocked when Will slapped the shit out of him. So it's hard to figure out what Chris Rock thought was going to happen. It's hard to figure out what the security think to stop Will. It wasn't until the slap happened that people was like, what the fuck was that? Did that just happen? And it wasn't until, in my opinion, that Will Smith said very loud and clear, keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth. And he said it twice. And I think people realized, oh, he's serious. This is not a joke. And that's when Chris realized, oh, he's offended. And Chris then said, it was a G.I. Jane joke. I don't care. Keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth. And we have to sometimes respect people who feel like you disrespected me. So I gave you some disrespect back. The thing is, we don't want to appease people who think that you can physically do things, you know what I'm saying, to fight being offended. Because that's not the thing to do. Because what if Chris Rock had hit Will Smith back or ran after Will Smith and they was rolling around on the floor fighting? Honey, crazy. Two black men on the Oscars the same year that black man Will Packer, was the one, directing and producing the Oscars. The same year that we see Will Smith wins for the best lead actor in a movie. And we know they don't give black folks Oscars often at all. And Will Smith even said in his acceptance speech, well, hopefully they don't ban me. Hopefully I'll get invited back one day, because he's now an Oscar winner. And while I feel like when the situation happened with Will, Jada, and Laverne Cox, and I was saying how, Laverne Cox asking that question about the entanglement or whatever overshadowed Will being nominated and winning at the SAG Awards. It's like now Will slapping Chris Rock is going to be a huge conversation, and it's going to be a huge, not overshadowing, but it's going to be up there. It's going to be up there, because right now everyone's posting their replay of it. But not only that, they're also replaying his speech. And I feel like sometimes after fucking up, you have a chance to speak honestly about, sometimes, I don't do the best things or whatever. But I want y'all to go listen to Will's speech. Okay. Let's lift him up in prayer because everyone has a snapped moment. No one's perfect. And I think people don't get everyone's skin isn't thick 24/7. And you never know what someone else is going through. And so just in person, you may not want to crack jokes about folks being husbands right there. And again, for me, I think the issue was Jada not finding it funny. And people consistently speaking on his wife, joking about his wife for this or that. And Will Smith at that point had enough. And he made a rash, quick decision, which wasn't smart. It wasn't. But I love Will Smith. I also love Chris Rock. I also love Jada Pinkett Smith. So I'm not picking sides here. I'm just saying what happened happens, and it is what it is. Okay, but I'm gonna leave it here. Y'all put in the comment section what y'all think. I'm going to be live to have y'all commentary on all of this, and everything's Oscar related later on today. I'm thinking about being live at around 4. I have to fully watch the Oscars before I can go live about them. So again, I will see y'all later on. Keep your hands to yourself. And also, sometimes leave folks' wife alone. And when you see a black angry man walking up to you, sometimes just walk away. Because Chris, you should have ran. Because Will was real. Will, sit down. Stop. No. Okay, honey, it was crazy. But again, we'll talk about it later. Gotta go. Love you all. Peace.
Stress.